So in this mini episode, we're going to talk about the salary cap and the rumour that there is the potential for a quarterback-only salary cap, and then the rest of the salary cap kind of being, it's all being split out. Now, first reactions, is it going to be a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Does this get rid of the advantage of teams being able to have rookie salaries, because that's effectively that allows them to pay other players, or does it allow everyone to get paid, kind of thing? First, that's on this because we don't know how it would be, even if it does come in. So, thoughts, boys?
Yeah. No, I think it's an interesting prospect. I think you've kind of got to ultimately look at it like, is it going to help the game get better? Like, is it going to improve the product on the field? Don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of the owners in the NFL because they obviously want to make as much money as possible. But I think the benefits for a team would be that you're able to stockpile talent. A lot of the time, if you have really good players that you're forced to sort of let go because you can't really afford to pay everyone, then that will kind of sort itself out. So I think teams will be able to hold on to players that have played really well for them and that they've drafted and kept. But at the same time, I think not everyone's going to be happy. Obviously, if there's a new salary cap,
competitive balance could be a going to, like, in the end. I'm going to give the example of the NBA because in the end, like, I'm not massively familiar with their salary cap rules, but you tend to have super teams, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's what we want to really avoid in the NFL world.
Yeah. A QB salary cap, would that obviously...
Would that
you can have
lean things more
QBs
towards super teams?
You could have...
For me, I don't think so, though, because in a sense, the way the cap is done in the NFL is kind of like, in NFL is a very hard cap when the finance people sometimes talk about it, and in the NBA and the baseball is more like a
baseball.
There's
no cap. That's just a luxury tax.
There's no cap. Okay, so the NBA is like a soft cap, right? So basically, teams when they're building super teams in the NBA sometimes will go over the cap, but then the penalty to pay is not as much as the NFL. Your cap penalties could be a bit similar.
Well, you have to. If your roster isn't thingy, you literally have to cut people. Can't.
Exactly. So the NBA, they pay fines or whatever to get over and things like that. Sorry. But my take on it is that I think they look at the prices, right, and they're trying to hedge the bet. They're trying to let it get to a stage whereby the field is uncontrollable. Because the reason why is because they brought in the rookie salary cap to help veteran players, which I think it has, because some of these deals have only been got by veteran players, and also for players that have proved it, that they deserve to get that money, instead of how quarterbacks coming out of college could get a $60 million contract just like that. And now they have to kind of like work and earn it a lot.
They have to earn that first contract if you.
They have to earn that first contract, so to speak. So I think with the way they would do it, if they had to do it with the NFL, is like the cap will be on the amount that you can get per year. So essentially, there won't be super teams, because whichever team you're gonna go to, that's the maximum you're gonna get. So if your team, if they say that the highest a QB can make per year is $80 million, that's how much you're gonna make.
No, I think the way that I see it is that if it's completely split out, right? So if there's a salary cap for quarterbacks, there's a salary cap for the rest of the team. So if you think of it this way, that at the moment it's all in one pot, and if you pay the quarterback a large amount of money, that takes away from what somebody else is being able to be paid, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you remove that link, the highest paid person is no longer linked to any of that. You can pay a lot more people a higher level, because the salary, it depends on where that number is set.
Yep.
You'll be able to pay more players than you were previously, which will mean people will potentially gravitate towards the higher achieving teams, and then that's how the competitive balance gets redressed in the wrong direction.
I see what you mean.
Well, I don't know.
It's not saying this is going to happen. This is me thinking out loud as to how it potentially could have an impact.
Then
because the way I think about it is how initially what people were saying, and the rookie, when the rookie pay scale thing started, people weren't sure how it was going to work, but it's become successful to the point whereby it's become a mainstay in the NFL and something that teams actually look forward to in terms of when they're building on their drafting. And some other teams have taken the draft more seriously and performed better during the era of them having a rookie pay scale in terms of like for rookies per se. I wonder if it will be they'll work it off something similar to that, whereby it's slotted in terms of like the max you can get. Because I think in the NBA, they do have that sometimes. I'm not really versed as to how deep it goes, but there are certain years where they said, okay, this player is gonna get a max this year, but the max that he's gonna get is this amount of money. Regardless of which team is signing the player.
All depends on what the proposals are. Because if they're discussing it, there's going to be a proposal at some point.
But I think from the owner's perspective, I'm not defending the owners, by the way, but I think from their perspective, they're trying to look at, and I know they're rich billionaires and they don't like to give out money, but what I'm thinking they're hinting at is trying to maybe not let it reach the golden 100 million per year number.
I think
because eventually it might get there.
Do you know what? I think this is potentially... This is a way for them to try and
regain some kind of control.
They don't, because they see the salary cap as at the moment it's constantly going up and up and up.
Yeah.
Their revenues are going up and up and up, but they don't want it to go to the players.
Oh yeah, that's number one. I think we've established that a lot. That NFL owners want to pay the players as little as they can. In any line of business, business owners want to pay its employees or the main benefactors of their fortune as little as they can. I think, and it's sad in a way, and it's bad, but then in the ethics, it makes business practice for them in terms of like anybody that runs a business, you always want to spend as much low as you can to produce your product to get the maximum rewards in terms of money that you can get, right? But in the
highly capitalistic society that is the United States of America,
the product is the players essentially, right? Which is different in a way, because in the line of business, like for example, if I'm Amazon, I'm trying to get my products for the cheapest I can get it, and I can sell it for the maximum I can sell it for. In the line of business, that's how it generally works. But when you deliver people in businesses, it's different, because now. And that's why I understand from the player's perspective when NFL players refer to them as, okay, it's a business. So for my product that you want to help you make more money, this is how much I want to charge for my product, because you need my product, which is me, to essentially help you sell your brand. Exactly. So that's how players are approaching it these days as well.
I think QBs are going to essentially top end QBs will push back. I think a lot of the middle ground, and it could create almost like a civil war kind of.
Also,
the players who aren't QBs are going to be like, hold on, I can get
CBA, can they even do it?
Yeah, they're going to have to wait for that. When's that due? That's due like what, 2030?
They recently extended it, around that time.
Yeah, so that, I mean, that one is going to be a lockout for sure, because there's with everything that's happening,
2031.
That's going to be. I don't think there'll be a lot of football.
I don't know whether you can. Change anything to the I don't know. This is like if this is supposedly coming out of Tom Pelissero NFL Network, so it'll be interesting to see.
I mean,
if it even has any legs.
It's 7 years from now. 7 years from now, do you think we'll have $100 million quarterback?
I think we're already I reckon in the next.
We're on a trajectory, but I'm just thinking
all depends on the value of the contracts around the NFL rather than in the NFL, if you understand what I mean. TV deals, etc.,
Prior to Joe Burrow doing his deal, what was the rate then? Was it 50? And then he took it to 55?
Because at the moment we're only at halfway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we just crossed past the 50 barrier.
Yeah,
So we have
but
55.
generally, and
because really truly is, and I think Tua might end up with 55 as well. I think Dovin might not go higher than that. With, let's say, more guarantees, or maybe 201 or 212
And
guarantees.
the next like
right?
QB cycle is not going to be in the next few years.
yeah,
It's supposed to
but
be in the next few years.
say for example, if in a hypothetical environment, say the rule comes in and they say it's going to be $60 million, right?
Okay,
That's
then the
max.
flip side is, okay, so if that's the max, then in a CBA, I think what the players should push for is,
That's what I
okay,
mean.
then fully guaranteed. Then guarantee all of it for the duration of the contract. Give me 60, I'm fully guaranteed. I mean, something's got to give here, because if you're not going to give me more than 65 a year, give me 60 fully guaranteed
If you're
for 5 years.
continually to increase your profits, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're gonna, because your profits are always gonna go up. We know that. So if that's the case, give me 60
The
times
revenue's
5
going to
is
go
how
up.
much?
Whether or not the profits go up is a whole different thing.
And
But
so
yeah,
give me
imagine the
300 fully
owners.
guaranteed then, because
can
I
imagine the
can't make more than
owners.
60. So you give me fully
they
guaranteed.
hate it because anything fully guaranteed has to go into escrow. You have to have that
Yep.
cash.
You have to put that
have
money
it
there.
You have to put it there, and like especially in the league now. I mean, they're always pushing for safety. You want to keep people upright, so that the owners aren't going to be happy at all. So it's kind of like something's going to have to give. Like, and if they say that, the owners might be like, you know what, like, okay, let's scrap it. That's what it's going to be, and
they could realize this is more than that they want to chew off, and
it's more they want to chew off, because the only way we're going to sign this is fully guaranteed.
Because here's the thing, a lot of players are getting really smarter now about contract negotiations than before, and they're pushing the owners for a lot these days. Like, and they have negotiators and all of these things, and they're getting smarter with their contracts now. So the owners feel
some of these guys are actually smart generally as well.
Yeah.
So, like, initial reaction, don't know where on earth it's going to be going to head to, but we'll catch everybody on another mini episode. So until then, please drop a comment. Please drop a comment. What you think? Do you think the rules are potentially silly? And please hit like, please hit subscribe, and over and out.